The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Falso and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests, words from chaos. Get it off our chest, Rhode Island, worldwide, dark corners in all places. Speak how we live, radio show, smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road, right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live. That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. We are back. I'm here with my brother, Lord Willin.
Hey now.
A very, very special guest today, Carrie Ann.
The lovely Carrie Ann.
Hi, Carrie. How you doing? You can hear us good?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right. So how you been?
I've been good.
Good? As good as you can be, considering this fucking pandemic bullshit.
Of course.
You know. So, Carrie, get into maybe a little about your background, like where you're from. I know you're from Des Moines, Iowa, but you're actual Californian. Is that a proper phrase?
Yeah, I was born in Des Moines, Iowa, but I consider myself from LA at a young age. So,
Do you still travel to Los Angeles? But I mean, to visit. Is your family out there, or are they in Iowa?
They're snowbirds in Iowa and Huntington Beach area, so they go back and forth. They're old now. They're like 80.
Yeah.
But I go back and visit my friends. Last time I was back there was about 3 years ago.
Oh, no shit.
I'll get back there soon as all this COVID shit's over.
Yeah, hopefully. It seems to be diminishing.
We should hope.
Hope so. And you're where are you now? Florida?
I'm in the Tampa, Florida area now.
Well, Florida's pretty much open, right?
Yeah, right.
Florida's
Free for
open.
all.
It's been open for a while. We have the greatest governor ever.
Governor don't give a shit. He won't even call the president. He calls him Joe. But
there's people that like him and there's people that dislike him. But I have to say, I think he's the greatest.
I agree. I agree with you. Chris, what do you think?
What? About who?
Governor of Florida. Open it up.
Yeah, why not?
Texas started doing that too.
Go crazy.
I believe, right? Texas.
Well, DeSantis doesn't want. He wants all the tourism and the snowbirds to come here and spend money. So, hey, I'm all for that.
Yeah, and not for nothing. Everything is kind of. I mean, they open it. There's no difference from I work in Massachusetts, and there's no difference from Florida from Massachusetts with the COVID shit.
As far as what?
As far as like cases, like Florida's been open, we've been open. I mean, we haven't been open, and Florida's been open, and there's no difference, really, in my opinion.
It doesn't. Shutdown doesn't really help anything, really. I mean,
probably makes it worse, really.
It makes it worse financially and everything.
Well, financially, for sure.
Oh, financially, no question.
The way I look at it is everybody is eventually or already had it. I already had it a long time ago, like a year ago.
You had it?
You're going to. I'm back in May.
How about was it bad for you, or
I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't post online I had it because I just don't want people to know my business with that, kind of stuff. But I was at home anyway. I wasn't working because the club was shut down. But I didn't even know I had it, except for I had the no smell and no taste. Which actually, to tell you the truth, I haven't even got that back all the way completely, and it's been almost a year.
Really? Wow. That's interesting because
Chris actually had it.
I had it. I didn't have any smell or taste for a couple days, maybe 3 or 4 days. But I know somebody that had it back in June, and they still haven't gotten their taste and smell back completely. So that's real.
Yeah, I haven't either. So I don't,
Now, do you have taste and smell at all, or is it like sporadic? It
I
kind
do.
of comes and goes?
I like certain things. I'm doing my own company right now with Etsy or whatever. I make beard products. And, of course, I do scents in different kinds of, call it flavors or whatever you want to call it. And sometimes I smell it to see if there's enough drops in there, because I count my drops or whatever. But sometimes I can't smell it,
Yeah.
And it's kind of frustrating. And then I'll be eating, whatever I'm eating. And, it's been almost a year. And I'm like, oh, well, I still can't taste this, like, all the way, I can taste maybe a little bit of it. Or sometimes I can't taste it at all. So it's really weird.
That's what Chris didn't like. Chris couldn't taste anything.
No.
Chris likes to eat.
I do like to eat, but it actually made me eat just a bunch of healthy shit because it doesn't matter. You can't taste it.
He's eating vegetables every day.
Oh no, for like 2 months, I couldn't taste anything. It was like everything tastes the same. I'm like eating different things. I'm like, okay, why am I spending $50 for a dinner for sushi when I can't even eat it? I can't even taste it. You know?
Exactly.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, I know. It's like a bland. I mean, I never experienced it, but I hear Chris talk about it, and he does not like it at all.
No.
So,
No,
Carrie,
it's depressing. Especially if you like to eat.
Exactly. That's the worst. That was the worst part.
that's why he started eating vegetables.
Yeah.
Eating asparagus, Brussels sprouts, dude.
Nothing but
Hey,
asparagus.
eat the vegetables that you can't taste. Maybe you might like them.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah. And now I've been eating vegetables since, so it actually was a good thing.
It was a positive. That was the one positive thing from COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the smells you can't smell. You know, that they're really bad.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I'm
Carrie,
like, damn, can I get these lap dances with a guy with some BO, you know?
so for you guys listening, Carrie is I would say an entertainer, adult entertainer, a feature show girl, and a former porn star because you don't practice anymore, correct?
No, I don't practice. I retired from porn about 4 years ago, maybe, somewhere around there. It just got oversaturated, and it wasn't really worth the money anymore. After you pay for your test, you pay for your agent, and you wait for a booking after so many people in the industry. It just came to the point where it's not that I enjoyed making the money or doing it. It's the fact that it wasn't worth my time anymore, you know, to sit around and wait for it and get a test every 2 weeks. So I just built up over 300 scenes, and I just said, you know what, enough is enough. Just move on. Use my credits for other things.
Do you have to pay? Do you have to is it a subscription thing or not a subscription? But do you have to pay you have to pay your agent obviously probably yearly or something like that?
Well,
right?
I have to pay my agent. So when I first started the industry, tests were only done once a month, and that was about 2004, 2005. So the tests were done. Then they changed because Mr. Marcus gave syphilis to 6 girls. Oof. So then they started doing it every 2 weeks, which I wasn't worried about every 2 weeks because 2 weeks is no big deal. It's safer. So I was fine with that. You know, it cost more, but then it was more safer. So, you know, but when it got to the point where the recession, all the girls started getting in the industry and try to oversaturate it, then you didn't get to shoot very often. So then you had to try to get as many shoots you could on that 2 weeks, you know, test, you know, for $100 or whatever dollars, you know, $160, whatever it was. And then 2 weeks goes by and you're like, oh, I only got 1 or 2 shoots because there's too much competition out there, you know? And so then you have to pay your agency 10% when I first started the industry, and now it's up to 20%. So it's like, okay, you know, because they're trying to make their money too.
Yeah, exactly.
So it just became to the point where it wasn't worth it anymore, you know?
There's too much like a runaround
and the
kind
rate,
of thing.
And the rates the rates went down too. So you got your average scene that, you know, your average boy girl scene that would take, you know, you make about 1,000, you know, 8 to 1,000 to 1,200 to whatever, depending on little extras you did, whether it was anal or whatever. And the boy girl went down to, you know, 6, 5, 6, 7. You're like, that's girl rates. Like I'm not even making as much money on my rates. So even as an established porn star, why am I working for shitty rates? You know,
I mean, you could just go to the strip club and make that money.
Yeah, you can make more.
Well, exactly. You know, I mean, it's like you're paying for tests, you're paying your agency, and then you're making less. So personally, I just dump the industry. I just do my OnlyFans now for the fans I have. You know, I update that once every whatever. I just kind of count the days.
Would you say that? Would you say that OnlyFans and like doing it independently is kind of the way to go now?
Well, OnlyFans doesn't take that much out. You know, if you're doing yours and you have a built up, you know, you can make some money on there if you build up your clientele, your fans. You know, and you could do live shows. I mean, you have to do live shows. I mean, I'm on other platforms too. You know, so you know they run a little different, similar, but I mean. Model Central, little different things like you can do private shows for people, or you could just do a private video and just send it to somebody, have them pay you for it, or whatever on OnlyFans or whatever.
Now,
there's ways to make money.
I'm not totally familiar with OnlyFans because I'm not a subscriber, but
you're not. I thought you were.
Yeah. No, I'm not an OnlyFans subscriber, but There's other ways to make money as far as sometimes it's a subscription based. You pay a regular monthly fee, and then you also can add money, or you can do other things on the show or whatever your platform on the thing to make extra money.
Yeah, so you subscribe, which is $10 or $15 or $12 or whatever the girls subscribe monthly, and then you can tip her, extra money, whatever you want to. I don't know what it's up to, what the max is, but you can tip her X amount of money for if she sends you a private video, you tip her. That's how you do it that way to pay for extra things, or somebody wants to buy my panties, whatever, tip me and then I'll send them to you, whatever, so it's kind of like that kind of thing on OnlyFans, but you can make more money. I mean, you just have to,
you gotta be smart about it too. You gotta kind of treat it as a business. Really, you
do, and you can't. And they got certain words blocked too on there, so you can't say "I'll meet you" or you can't say whatever. You have to, But I don't meet people, but you can't say certain words on there, or it won't. Yes, that's so. It's kind of protecting itself in that sense, but.
Yeah, they are, because otherwise, it would be kind of like a fucking
escort
site or something.
It'd be called Only Whore Fans,
That actually, you could capitalize on that. You might only hear whore fans. They probably get fucking blown
up. Carrie, how did you get involved in the business originally?
I actually did a 6-page layout in Genesis magazine, which is a porn magazine, and I was doing a lot of magazines. I did Easy Rider, Hot Rod, Swank, Hustler, Taboo, Hustler, Gent. I did a bunch of magazines, and then I kind of found the porn, so I was already doing kind of solo porn stuff, for magazines.
Yep.
And I was getting paid really well for magazines back in 2002, 2003, 2004, whatever, during those times. And so then I got asked to get in the porn industry, and I told them, no, I'm not going to do that shit. I'm just going to stick magazines. And then I ended up getting into porn in 2004, 2005, something like that. And I did my first scene for Smash Pictures, which was called Cheating Housewives #3. So I ended up, and then I started, but before I did that kind of porn, though, I did a couple of porn companies that were private videos sent to Asia and over in Europe.
Oh, really?
And the private videos for it was a company. Well, it was a company that did private videos. So what they do is somebody wants a certain scene, but they want a private video for themselves. So they sign a waiver not to sell it. They just relive their private whatever thing in their head, and we put it on a video. So I did a couple of those, and I got paid more money than in a private video, which was never published. It was just personal. Than I did when I first started my scene on the Smash Pictures for I think $800, $900. My first scene, boy, girl. It was like, what the fuck? I'm not making, I'm not making them much money, for the same thing. But it was not. I wasn't getting my name out there, so that's why I went into the mainstream, because I was getting my name out there and established. But the private videos didn't get my name established anywhere, But so when I went to do my first scene for Smash Pictures, it was with Mark Davis, and the director, I can't remember who the director was, but he's like, wow, you know how to do this. You're you're like a natural at this. I'm like, yeah, sure. Because there wasn't any proof that I'd done anything anywhere else. You know what I mean? So they just thought, oh yeah, she's natural. She's great.
Yep.
She knows how to do everything.
Were you dancing before you started doing porn?
Yeah, I've been dancing since I've been 16. I had a Big Daddy, those laminated ADs, saying I was 18 when I was 16, and I danced in New Orleans at Big Daddy's and made a pretty good amount of money. But I went all the way there from Cali in a Renault car, and pretty much had no money, had enough money to get a hotel room and enough money to get there. And with me and a friend, she got kicked out of her house too. And so we worked at fast food. We just jumped in the car, freaking, spring break, and drove all the way to New Orleans on the I-10 and picked a club. And we picked that club, and we made so much money. We stayed for a few more days and made a shit ton of money, and went back and got an apartment. I was living in my car, So.
Was it near? Are you guys near Bourbon Street or anything like that?
That's on Bourbon Street, Big Daddy.
Yeah. That's got to be crazy then down there.
Yeah, back in 1988 when I did that, it was like there was right next door was a well, it's a bar still or outside patio, but back in the day it used to be like a drag queen club or something. And you know, me naive, I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, like I didn't know there was he-she's. You know, I didn't know anything about that. I mean, I was fucking 16. Like, wow, I got fucking makeup on and shit. You know, we should put some makeup on. You know, like. And just like, get to work.
Fucking guys had more makeup on than you did.
Those were guys. I'm like, no, those are girls. Those are girls because I couldn't see them from a long way. You know, just you go outside, smoke. So my friends smoke cigarettes, so you go outside, and I go outside with her on Bourbon Street. You can fucking walk out there with her stripper clothes on. And there was like this outside patio, this whole bar, people coming in and out, and there was like these freaking. I couldn't see that great, but there was like. Species. I was like, oh, but I didn't know that. I thought they were chicks. I'm like, why are the chicks next door? Is that a strip club? You know, and the manager is just like annoyed because I'm like this annoying 16-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
What's pretty amazing is that you were able to pull it off at the age of 16.
Yeah.
I mean, you must have had a really good fake
supposedly
ID.
18.
Well, so allegedly.
Well, yeah,
Allegedly.
Well, it was a laminated, and you know, the little thug kids that I went to school with charged me $100 when I went back. I had to pay for that shit, but.
Yeah, that's wild. How New Orleans is going to be crazy, especially.
Oh yeah, I've been there. I've been down there once. It's definitely different scene. Yeah, good city, man. Shout out to everyone in New Orleans.
So
yeah, New Orleans. New Orleans is New Orleans. It's like Vegas is Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Vegas, I'm familiar with. New Orleans, not so much.
I lived in Vegas for 8 years.
Yeah, I lived there 4 years. It was the best and worst time of my life, but
it was great for me. I was making thousands of money.
Yeah, you make a lot of money. The thing about Vegas, which is cool, and people, I talked about this in another episode, that you know, when you're a local, it's different. You know, like I've been there, like, and sometimes it would be, unless somebody comes out, it could be like 8 months before somebody comes out and visit, and I don't even you don't go to the Strip. Like, I didn't anyway. You know, I'd work and go home and stuff like that because you get overpriced or you get tortured by the people fucking hustling those little Mexican, I don't know if they're Mexican, but the people with the cars on the sidewalks and shit like that.
I don't know. There's smuts everywhere.
Yeah.
You could get propositioned on freaking on Las Vegas Boulevard freaking for drugs. Like, doesn't matter who you're walking down. Like, they always telling all the people that moved from LA they couldn't afford to live in LA. Well, you can sell your drugs anywhere, you know, like Las Vegas.
One thing cool about Vegas, I don't know if you follow sports, and I used to back in the day, but what was cool about, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and in Vegas they have, since it wasn't at the time, now they get the Raiders, they have actually all bars like for specific teams. So if I was a Pittsburgh fan, I used to go to a certain bar, and they would do all stuff like that.
Yeah, they do that in other cities too, big cities.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I mean, I enjoyed it. I had fun. I never had a bad day. I've had plenty of bad days in Vegas, but it was good as far as like the weather. It's like, I like dry heat. There's no bugs, like mosquitoes. Like, we're in New England, so it's like trash.
Oh yeah, there's always all that shit.
It's humid and stuff like that.
Oh, it's probably like Maine. There's a second bunch of bugs up there.
Well, you worked in Portland, right?
I lived in Portland, Maine for about a year and a half.
How'd you like it out there?
Yeah.
Shout out to PTs.
I loved it out there.
Oh, nice.
I loved it out there, but I came back to Florida like about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of clubs, and there's not a lot. I mean, what do you say? There's 3 in the whole state, I think, right?
Maine.
Yeah.
I thought there was just one.
Yeah, there's 3 in the whole state. There's Diamonds in Bangor, there's PTs in Portland, and there's a small little club north of Portland. I forgot what it's called. There's only 3. But Boston's only 2 hours away, though, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maine's not that far.
Only 2 hours. I'm from Rhode Island, so only 2 hours away is a long time.
It's really not when you come from a big state.
Yeah, if you want to go somewhere really good, you just go up to Montreal. Toronto's only 5 hours away.
Yeah, I heard Toronto. I got a couple people out in Toronto, and Toronto's supposed to be lit, as far as I know.
Yeah, really good strip clubs out there.
Toronto's a big city. Toronto's like a Canadian Los Angeles. Come on.
Have you ever worked in Toronto, or you just go to visit?
No, I've been to Montreal, but I've been to Toronto. So if you want to go somewhere where they have aggressive driving, go to Toronto.
Aggressive driving?
Yeah, Dallas and Toronto.
So, what you have any interesting stories you could tell us from the porn industry world side of things, or even strip club, really, either one.
I have a lot of stories. Shit, I've done a lot, but I've had, I've had a lot. I don't. Some of them I don't think I really want to put it all public and shit.
Yeah. No, only way you want to say.
Probably was not allowed.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen some fucking crazy.
I don't think they could use that against me now. But
you're retired. It don't matter.
I think I'd have to be caught by acting that shit. But I say it. I haven't always been. In the past, I haven't always been the perfect. Entertainer, but I tend to be now. The older make better decisions, if you want to call it that.
that would be.
Yeah, wisdom comes with age.
Yeah, wisdom comes with age.
Yeah, well, me 49. I ain't trying to go down that wrong path again. I mean, I've had some issues in Dallas and stuff, and like with some of that, I didn't get a charge or anything, but I mean, the cops actually fucked me over too. They took my words out of context and used them against them. So when I was in Dallas, probably the first year there, there was undercover cops. I knew they were undercover cops, and I didn't really give a shit because I don't really do nothing. But they were asking me about the VIP room. I'm like, yeah. Like, well, what about the VIP room? What can you do there? I'm like, it's my private area because I knew there were cops.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, it kept asking me over and over again. Like cops do, I said, you know what? I gotta make some money. I gotta work the room. You can do whatever the fuck you want to. I don't care. Like, got up and left. Work the room because I'm a hustler. Well, probably like 2 months later, I got a cop knocking on my door, having a warrant for my arrest, and I was like, well, for what? Like, I didn't do nothing, And so the cop's like, well, I got a warrant for your arrest for prostitution. I'm like, no. You got the wrong person. That's not me. Well, are you Carrie Ann Brown? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yep, we got a warrant for your arrest. I was like, no, I don't believe I was doing anything with anybody. And if I'm going to have a warrant for my arrest for that fucking charge, I'm going to be sucking somebody's damn dick. And it ain't going to be fucking me. Yeah, no. And he's like, well, I'm just the arresting cop. I don't know anything about your case. I said, well, no, I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything with anybody or do nothing, Anyway, so I go through the whole thing. It took a fucking year to file. It took a whole year to freaking, to go through all that bullshit after court hearing. And my lawyer, he got it knocked down to a disorderly because Dallas, they wouldn't drop his shit. And I said, well, I ain't going to have that on my record. I even told my cop that, or my lawyer that. I'm like, I ain't fucking dick, because prostitution in Dallas, it's all one charge. And one charge is pretty much solicitation or freaking prostitution, And I'm like, fuck that, So, that's just a bullshit, and entrapment's legal, and we all know it being the industry that, you got to watch what you say because they can take their words and use it against you,
Of course. In Dallas.
Any new strippers out there, freaking watch your shit because you say something, it's kind of like that governor, fucking, whether he did it or not in New York, Cuomo, like, well, you got to watch your words. We all know that as strippers. You should know too.
For real. Did you guys have? I know in Vegas you need your business ID and you need a sheriff's card. Do you need anything in Dallas?
You need a background check, and they do it in Dallas. But I'm okay because when I run my thing, like it only comes up as disorderly. But I mean, you do have to do a background check there too.
To get hired.
So. Well, I got hired and I had that shit happen in Texas. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to do a background check. The only difference is in Vegas, I have a little bit of problem with that because they do a complete background check. So when you do like a plea deal because you don't want something else record, like on your record, you pretty much are kind of screwed there because it comes up as your original charge, and that's what they're looking for, And so then it looks at your plea deal down to a disorder. Now it's saying that you were guilty, but you plea deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it still comes up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the smartness of somebody, just watch what you say, even though I didn't do anything. Just watch what you say.
You got to walk on eggshells.
Any interesting stories from the porn business that you can tell us?
No, not. I really didn't have any bad times there, and I really, like I've worked with trannies, I've worked with everything. I don't really have any interesting stories besides one time I went to a scene and there was a guy that does gay porn too, and he had to go to the bathroom and shoot up his dick with whatever you do that with,
Like they shoot
and
up their
I
dick?
think it's crazy.
Wait, what? They shoot up their
shoot
dick?
up your dick with they shoot up a syringe of their dick with whatever, freaking enhancement, whatever.
Okay.
And so because they get it hard on quicker, and they shoot their dick for 3 months with a syringe. Anyway, so he did gay porn, so he couldn't get it hard for my scene because I wanted the gay porn, whatever, and I'm not a dude, and so he ran out of the scene and left the scene, like because it didn't work or something. And I'm like, well, what happened? Where's my talent? Where's my talent? The guy's like, well, I'm sorry, but he ran out on you. Like, what?
So
who the fuck runs that on me?
So what'd you end up doing? Did you do solo, or did they find someone else?
So no, we had to redo the whole thing. Well, redo what we did, and get somebody else to come in.
Oh, so you had to call pinch hitter.
Yeah,
like
we had to get somebody else and shoot the whole thing over again and shit because some guy ran out because his dick wouldn't get hard. I don't know, but that wasn't because of me. It was just fucking.
Now,
I was a man.
Is it? Did it take you time to get used to shooting in front of? Because I know it's not just you and a dude. It's not like regular sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have camera people lighting.
Yeah,
all
is it
that.
like weird? I feel like I'd be like weird. I'd be like, I don't know. I mean, I guess eventually I'd be fine, but like it would be.
You probably got to get used to it. Yeah.
No, I didn't have a problem.
No.
Now, is it common that gay dudes do heterosexual porn? That's common, right? That happens a lot.
It's like gay for pay and the whatever.
Yeah, they do. They do because it pays more.
Well, gay porn pays more?
Gay porn does pay more.
More than female porn?
It pays. Yeah.
And then
so that's why you have a lot. That's why I have a lot of them doing it.
But males you guys get paid the same for a scene, or the females get paid more? I would figure the guys would get
less, right?
Yeah. The girls get paid more, but the guys that do gay porn, they get paid more, not as much as the girls do.
Now, what's your favorite type of scene to do?
I don't really have any. I don't really have any favorite. I mean, girl and tranny was really easy, but it's like I didn't really have a favorite. I was just in it making money. I mean, it was a job for me. Just like going to the club and stripping is a job for me. You enjoy it. Yeah, you want to have fun talking to people, whatever. But it's a job. When it comes down to it, it's a job.
Exactly.
Would you say that you prefer dancing over doing porn?
Well, doing porn, I only had to spend 3.5 hours, 4 hours, I was done. I got paid. At least I knew what I was getting paid. Going into stripping, unless I'm feature dancing, I don't know what I'm going to get paid. So, I enjoy stripping. I enjoy the conversation with meet new people, whatever. But, it's a matter of nowadays, I don't know what I'm going to make. It kind of, there's been shitty days.
With the COVID stuff, it's tough.
So, I mean.
And you've danced all across the country.
Money.
What would you say your favorite place to dance would be?
My favorite place used to be Vegas because I used to make so much damn money, I used to like dancing in Texas because I made a lot of money too. But, I mean, my favorite place overall I'd say Portland, Maine PTs because I loved everybody there.
Shout out to Portland.
I loved everybody. And I made pretty good money, there regardless.
Yeah,
and the people there.
It's probably more. It's probably more. It's probably more locals too, regulars. Where if you're in a Florida or Texas, you get a lot of people traveling and stuff like that too.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed working in Casper, Wyoming. Believe it or not, feature dancing there for 2 nights. People there were awesome. I gave away my whip. They were fucking awesome.
Another
bunch
thing
of cowboys, fucking awesome.
Another thing that we talked about before was that you do a burlesque show when you perform.
I do a burlesque show. Yeah, I incorporate that.
I mean, I like it. I wish there was a place locally that I could go and see an actual burlesque show.
There's not much around here.
Yeah, no, mostly the burlesque shows that are local are kind of like trans or.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah. There's mostly like drag queen shows, not really burlesque shows. How'd you get into
There
that?
is a local burlesque show up in Portland, Maine. I don't know what days it is or whatever, but there is a local. My friend, what's her name? Feather, something Feather. She Heather the Feather, whatever. She works in Vegas as a showgirl, and she does her own show over there in Portland, Maine. So
Now, is it an actual like a bar for burlesque, or is it incorporated into?
yeah,
the
it's
strip
actually
club?
a burlesque. You could probably look it up online. It's her name is Heather Feather, but
Yeah, I'm writing it
you can
down.
look her up on Facebook or whatever. But she has her own. She does showgirl stuff at the casinos and stuff in Vegas.
Oh,
But
really?
I don't know when she does it, but she's from Portland, Maine. But she lives in Vegas now. But
Mm-hmm.
she does her own shows and comes into town and does shows with girls that she has up there, and that's where she started her burlesque shows is in Portland, Maine. So
Is
and
that
she still does them over there. So
gotta go to Portland, Maine?
Let's go. Yeah, sounds like Portland.
Why? I really
I've been
do.
up there.
I
I've
really,
been up there once or twice.
I
but
really like after
not
seeing
to
that,
the strip club.
that fucking movie with Cher and Christina Aguilera. They did that burlesque, and I liked the movie. But I was always like intrigued, kind of about the whole burlesque, like the style of it. But this, like, I feel like it's,
well, that's where stripping came from.
yeah. I mean,
It came from the striptease, you know.
yeah, exactly. And it was in like, you know how, I mean, you've been to 1,000 strip clubs. There's a lot of, few and far between entertainers too. You know what I mean? Some people don't actually put on a show. They're just going through the motions, I guess you would say, for lack of better terms.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I love Canada, because everybody does a show, you know.
Oh,
in the
really?
clubs.
We gotta go to Canada.
Everybody's a
I
showgirl.
can't actually go to Canada, but
Wow, you have to sneak you in,
yeah, when I get out there sneak into Canada, I gotta get a coyote. Or
smuggle
something.
you in. Yeah.
But no, I've always find it interesting because it's a show. It's not just. I mean, pole works good too, but there's a lot of clubs. I mean, seen a lot of girls. They don't know how to do floor work. They don't know how to do pole tricks. They don't.
Yeah. They don't even know how to dance.
No, they just they just want money. They just
Yeah.
like kind of like entitled.
Oh yeah, that's the new strippers. That's the young girls.
Well, that's the new day and age now. Fuck.
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing, so I ain't giving you nothing. Whatever.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Now, how did you? So you have your own beard oil company?
What's it? Wicked Beard Juice.
I have my own beard company. It's called Ziggys Wicked Beard Juice. It's on Etsy.
Okay.
So I sell balms, oils. I have sample packs you can get. I have beard wash, wax. So I'm doing that as a little side thing. So
I'm looking at Chris. Looks like he needs his beard washed.
Nah, I take care of my beard. Trust me. But how'd you get into that?
my boyfriend has a beard, and he's always trying to find good products, and he just couldn't seem to find any. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to learn how to make them and make them myself with quality ingredients. So
Is it
all natural.
okay.
So yeah, I do organic, cold press, all natural. I get quality ingredients. So, I mean, I don't buy shit. Just throw it together. And I've done my research on, what oils do for you, what kind of oils do for growth, this, that, whatever. What essential oils work best for whatever symptoms, like itchy, tea tree oil, blah, blah, blah. Rosemary is good for antibacterial and for all that itch and stuff like that. So I've done my research on it. It's not like you just take some wine and you make it and you squash the grapes, and there's a lot more to wine than that.
Exactly.
Same with beard products or any kind of product you're making. You do your research on it, and you know about it, not just throw some stuff together and just make a product.
And it's available exclusively on Etsy?
It's on Etsy.
Do you have a
So
website?
it's Ziggy. Yeah, it's Etsy.com. It's Ziggy, Ziggwy, Beard Juice. So that's the name on the shop on Etsy.
All right, so everyone out there, if you're looking for some beard oils and products, check it out. I'm gonna look.
Yeah,
check it out,
we're
definitely.
gonna buy. We both got beards, so we're gonna
Well,
buy.
I don't know about
some.
you, but
Well, I don't grow it.
That's a little
I don't
scruff.
grow- You look like ZZ Top. But that's good. And it's all natural. And people don't understand. Like even my uncle, I told because he was trying to grow, and I was like, you're gonna use oil. You're gonna use you're gonna use stuff like oils and stuff like that.
Oils and wax and balm have different uses. Different reasons why you use them. So.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I guess it's even using the brushes, the boar's hair brushes and stuff like that, just by stimulating blood flow to the follicles. I guess you would say. I don't know if
I don't know about blood flow, but.
Well, yeah, it's to groom it, but you got your straighteners, and my boyfriend uses straightener.
A straightener for the beard.
So a beard straightener, but there's different ones out there, but there's, ones that work and ones that don't damage it. He finally found one that actually works. One before that was too hot or something.
Like a straightener for like you would essentially for hair, like a hot iron.
Yeah,
I've seen those online. I don't know if they worked or not. And
they do some of them do and some don't.
I'm gonna text you and have you send me a link because I wanted to try that shit.
You don't even have enough to straighten though. Right?
I'll grow it out. Sherry makes.
I'll send you one that my boyfriend uses.
Yeah. Yeah, because I read, you see those things online. They pop up all the fucking promos or whatever, and then you read reviews, and it's from China, and I'm not sure if it works and this and that. But yeah, I was interested in that, and you should do one.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
But you had one more story you were going to tell me about a Coke can.
Oh, about the guy in Arizona, the club.
Allegedly.
Well, he was a Hispanic. Yeah, he was a Hispanic guy. He was the only guy that I ever asked to take it out. He had it was literally a Coke can. He's like, well, you're gonna do something with them? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, it's too big. He's like, too big? Really? Like, yeah, you know that, buddy.
Yeah, Coke can. You get a lot of girth, dude.
no length.
Well, yeah. When you're doing a lap dance, you're like,
you can feel it.
What the fuck is this? Well, I asked him, dude, you got.
You thought he had a 40?
You thought he had a 40? Yeah. Probably. Yeah. He probably has problems in life, though.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure.
Well, I got to wrap this up.
Well, we'll wrap it up, Carrie. Do you want to share any of your social media? People can look you up, find you.
I'm on Facebook. It's Carrie Ann Brown. When you Google my name, Porn Star Carrie Ann, everything comes
that.
up.
Google me. That's gangster. Google me. I like it.
Yeah, Google me. Everything comes up on there.
Carrie Ann Brown. And the Etsy shop is Ziggy's Wicked Beard Juice. Right?
Yeah, beard juice. Yep.
All right, honey. Well, thank you.
My OnlyFans is Carrie Ann.
Oh, yeah, that's right. OnlyFans. I forgot about that. OnlyFans
is Carrie Ann. CarrieAnn.
Well, Carrie, thank you for your time, buddy. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, honey.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. Now, we all know during this crazy time with the pandemic, businesses are struggling. So we're here to support local businesses, and we need your help to do so also.
That's right. So subscribe to our Patreon, become a member to help support the show, and receive exclusive episodes and bonus content, as well as discounts on merch. That's patreon.com/streetcorner_soapbox2020.
Follow us on our website, streetcornersoapbox.com.